It was a bright morning in Enchantia when Sophia woke up to a peculiar glow from her Amulet of Avalor. The gentle lavender light shimmered, casting sparkling patterns on her bedroom walls. Clover hopped onto her bed, twitching his nose curiously. "Oh, Sophia," he said, "your shiny thing's glowing again. That usually means adventure or trouble." Sophia giggled, gently holding the amulet in her hand. "It's never just trouble, Clover. The amulet brings princesses when someone needs help. Maybe someone needs me today." Before she could wonder further, a swirl of magic surrounded her, pulling her through a kaleidoscope of color. When she opened her eyes, she found herself in a vast ballroom filled with glistening ice sculptures. Standing gracefully before her was none other than Queen Elsa of Arendelle. Elsa smiled warmly. "You must be Princess Sophia. I've heard of your courage and kindness. The Amulet of Avalor must think we have something to learn from each other." Sophia bowed shyly. "It's such an honor, Your Majesty. I've never seen snow magic up close before." Elsa guided Sophia to a balcony overlooking the snowy mountains. "I used to hide my powers, afraid of what others might think," she confessed. "But I learned that love and acceptance melt even the coldest fears." Sophia nodded thoughtfully. "I think I understand. Sometimes I worry I'm not royal enough or brave enough to help others. But I always try." Elsa smiled. "That's what makes you special, Sophia. A true princess doesn't need a crown. She needs courage." When Sophia returned to Enchantia, she felt a deeper confidence stirring within her. The amulet shimmered again, whispering a soft promise. This is only the beginning. That night, as she gazed out her window, Sophia realized something extraordinary. Every time the amulet glowed, a new chapter of friendship, courage, and magic awaited her. She didn't know who she would meet next, but she knew each encounter would change her forever. The morning after her encounter with Queen Elsa, Sophia couldn't stop thinking about what the amulet had whispered. This is only the beginning. As she helped Amber and James prepare for the royal boating trip, she felt a familiar pulse of warmth from the Amulet of Avalor. The gentle glow turned into a radiant beam, reflecting off the water's surface. Before Sophia could blink, a wave of sparkling magic lifted her boat and carried her deep beneath the sea. She gasped. Her gown had transformed into a shimmering mermaid dress, and her legs were replaced with a graceful lavender tail. The underwater world shimmered with coral castles, swirling schools of fish, and twinkling light filtering from above. "Wow," Sophia whispered, her voice echoing softly in the ocean currents. "Beautiful, isn't it?" Came a cheerful voice behind her. Sophia turned to see a red-haired mermaid with bright, curious eyes and sea-green tail. Ariel, the little mermaid herself. "Ariel!" Sophia exclaimed. "You're real!" Ariel laughed warmly. "And so are you, Sophia. The amulet must have brought you here for a reason." Just then, a worried seahorse darted past them. "Princess Ariel, the baby turtles are trapped near the shipwreck again." Ariel's smile faded into concern. "Oh no, not again. Sophia, would you like to help?" Sophia nodded eagerly, following Ariel to the glimmering reefs until they reached a sunken ship tangled in seaweed. Tiny turtle hatchlings were caught between the planks, unable to free themselves. "Poor little ones," Sophia said softly. "They look scared." Ariel nodded. "Sometimes, Sophia, even the sea can be full of obstacles. But when we work together, we can find harmony again." With teamwork and gentle magic, the two princesses worked together. Ariel singing a soft melody that calmed the ocean, while Sophia used her amulet's glow to guide the way. Together, they freed every trapped turtle safely. As the hatchlings swam off happily, a warm current swirled around them. "You have a kind heart, Sophia," Ariel said, smiling proudly. "Kindness is a melody that can be felt by everyone, even under the sea." Sophia smiled, her eyes bright. "And courage gives that melody its strength." Ariel nodded. "You remind me of myself when I first found my voice. Never stop listening to your heart. It will guide you to the right song every time." The sea began to sparkle again, wrapping Sophia in a bubble of magic. "Goodbye, Ariel. Sophia called. "Thank you for teaching me to listen to the music of my heart." "Goodbye, Sophia." Ariel's voice echoed warmly as Sophia was lifted upward, rising through the waves like a glowing pearl. Moments later, she was back on her royal boat, her gown dry and her amulet shimmering with a soft ocean blue hue. Clover hopped into her lap, nibbling on a biscuit. Did I miss anything?" Sophia giggled. "Just a little adventure with a mermaid princess." The rabbit rolled his eyes. Typical Tuesday. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Sophia held her amulet close. The gem glowed once more, whispering softly. Another adventure awaited. Somewhere out there, another princess's story was about to intertwine with hers, and Sophia was ready to listen. A few days after her magical undersea adventure with Ariel, Sophia found herself wandering to the castle library in Enchantia. Bookshelves towered above her, filled with stories of kingdoms, heroes, and enchanted lands. "I could read all day," Sophia sighed happily as she flipped through a book about enchanted roses. Just then, the Amulet of Avalor shimmered again, this time in a warm golden hue. The air around her sparkled and began to hum with a soft tune. Clover peeked out from behind a chair and muttered, "Oh, here comes another sparkly situation." Before Sophia could respond, the room began to glow. In an instant, she was surrounded by swirling pages that lifted her into a radiant portal. When the light faded, Sophia found herself standing in a beautiful castle ballroom, filled with dancing candles and talking teacups. She gasped softly, "Where am I?" A gentle voice answered, "You're in the Beast Castle, dear, and I think your amulet brought you here for a reason." Sophia turned around to see Princess Belle, wearing her iconic golden gown, holding a book in her hands and smiling kindly. "Princess Belle," Sophia curtsied. "It's such an honor to meet you." Belle smiled warmly. "And it's lovely to meet you too, Sophia. I can tell you have a curious mind." Before they could talk further, Lumiere came rushing in, his candles flickering in excitement. "Mademoiselle's, the beast is upset again. He thinks he frightened Mrs. Potts' son, Chip." Belle sighed softly. "Oh, dear. Sometimes, even good hearts can look scary on the outside." Sophia followed her as they entered the grand hall. The beast stood near the fireplace, shoulders drooped, guilt in his eyes. "I didn't mean to scare him," he grumbled. "I just wanted him to stay safe." Belle looked at Sophia and whispered, "Sometimes we have to help others see what's inside a person, not just what's on the outside." Sophia nodded bravely. She stepped forward, holding her amulet close. "Your Highness," she said gently, "maybe Chip will understand if you tell him you care about him. Sometimes we just need to say how we feel." The beast's stern face softened. "You think that would help?" Belle smiled. "It always does." A few moments later, Chip rolled in shyly on a serving cart. The beast knelt and said, "I'm sorry if I frightened you, Chip. I only wanted to protect you." Chip beamed. "That's okay. You didn't mean it. You're nice, just big." Everyone laughed warmly, and Sophia felt her heart swell with happiness. Belle placed a hand on Sophia's shoulder. "You see, Sophia, understanding others is one of the most powerful forms of kindness. You have that gift." Sophia blushed. "I learned that from you and from all my friends." As the candles dimmed, the amulet glowed again, brighter than ever. "It looks like it's time for you to go," Belle said softly. "But remember, true beauty shines from within." "Thank you, Princess Belle," Sophia said with a curtsy. "I'll never forget that," with a swirl of golden sparkles. Sophia found herself back in her library, the book still open before her. But now, a single enchanted rose petal lay on the page, glowing faintly. Clover blinked. "Was that there before?" Sophia smiled knowingly. "No, Clover. It's a reminder from a princess who taught me that understanding others makes the world more beautiful." As her amulet shimmered once again, Sophia whispered, "I wonder who I'll meet next." The morning air in Enchantia buzzed with excitement. The royal family was preparing for the Kingdom Exchange Festival, where rulers from different lands came together to share their cultures. Sophia was helping bailiwick hang colorful banners when the Amulet of Avalor began to shimmer, this time in a deep sapphire blue. "Oh, no," Clover muttered, twitching his whiskers. "That look means you're about to disappear again, doesn't it?" Before Sophia could answer, the glow surrounded her in a swirl of gold and sand-colored light. A warm breeze lifted her up, carrying the scent of spices and music. When the light faded, she found herself standing in the heart of a grand marketplace filled with exotic carpets, sparkling jewelry, and bustling crowds. "Where am I?" she wondered aloud. A soft, confident voice replied, "You're in Agrabah, and you must be Princess Sophia." Sophia turned around to see Princess Jasmine, her teal outfit shimmering under the desert sun, her tiger Raja lounging nearby. "Princess Jasmine." Sophia gasped, bowing in awe. "It's an honor to meet you." Jasmine smiled warmly. "You're even younger than I expected. The Amulet of Avalor must think you have a lesson to learn here." Before Sophia could ask what lesson that might be, a flustered merchant ran past them. "The royal bird has escaped again," he shouted. "The Sultan's falcon. If she's not found, the festival can't begin." Sophia's eyes widened. "Maybe that's why I'm here, to help." Jasmine grinned. "Then let's not waste a moment. Come on." They hurried through winding streets, following the sound of wings. The falcon darted above the rooftops, refusing to be caught. Sophia tried calling softly, but the bird only soared higher. "Maybe she doesn't want to be caught," Sophia said thoughtfully. "Maybe she just wants to fly free." Jasmine nodded, impressed. "You understand her better than most. I know what it's like to feel trapped, even in a palace. Sometimes people mistake freedom for disobedience." Sophia tilted her head. "So, how do we help her without taking away her freedom?" Jasmine smiled. "By showing her that freedom and friendship can exist together." With that, Jasmine whistled softly, and Raja leaped gracefully onto a rooftop. Sophia followed, clutching her amulet as it began to glow. "Trust me," Sophia whispered, focusing on the falcon. "We're not here to cage you. We just want to come home safely." The amulet shone brightly, sending out a wave of calm energy. The falcon circled once, then slowly glided down to Jasmine's outstretched arm. Sophia beamed. "It worked!" Jasmine stroked the falcon's feathers. "Sometimes, all anyone needs is a little understanding and trust. You have that, Sophia. It's a rare gift." As the festival drums began to beat in the distance, Jasmine turned to her new friend. "Never forget, Sophia, a true princess listens not just with her ears, but with her heart. Freedom, kindness, and courage, those are what make a ruler great." Before Sophia could reply, the golden glow returned, swirling around her like desert sand in the wind. "Goodbye, Princess Jasmine." Sophia called. "Thank you for showing me that freedom and friendship belong together." When the light faded, Sophia was back in Enchantia. The festival had just begun, and she smiled as she saw the colorful kites dancing in the sky, free, yet beautiful together. Clover hopped beside her. "So what did we learn this time?" Sophia chuckled. "That friendship is stronger when you give others the freedom to be themselves." The amulet pulsed gently again, as if nodding in agreement. Another adventure, and another princess, was waiting. It was a calm evening in Enchantia. Fireflies danced across the garden, and Sophia sat by her window sketching the royal gazebo for her art class. She loved drawing. It helped her capture the beauty of every adventure she'd been on. As she added the final touches, the Amulet of Avalor glimmered softly. The violet light spread across her sketchbook, making the ink shimmer like starlight. "Oh, boy," Clover sighed, munching a carrot. "Here we go again, magic hour." Before Sophia could respond, the pages lifted into the air, swirling like petals in the wind. A bright light surrounded her, and in the blink of an eye, she was standing in a tall stone tower wrapped in flowering vines. "Where am I?" Sophia whispered, looking around at the cozy room filled with paintings, lanterns, and colorful fabrics. A cheerful voice answered, "You're in my tower, and it's not every day I get visitors who appear in a flash of light." Sophia turned to see Princess Rapunzel, her long golden hair glowing faintly in the sunlight, holding a paintbrush and smiling warmly. "Rapunzel, Sophia gasped. I've heard stories about you. The amulet must have brought me here for a reason. Rapunzel grinned. Then let's find out what it is. Before they could speak further, a loud rumble echoed outside. Sophia rushed to the window. Storm clouds were rolling in, and the village below seemed tense. Rapunzel frowned. The Lantern Festival is tonight, but if the rain doesn't stop, everyone's hard work will be ruined. Sophia looked thoughtful. Maybe there's still something we can do to bring light to the people, even without the lanterns. Rapunzel's eyes sparkled. That's a wonderful idea. Creativity can brighten any storm. Together, the two princesses hurried downstairs, gathering paint cloth and ribbons. Rapunzel painted colorful murals on the walls to lift spirits, while Sophia helped the children craft small paper lanterns they could light indoors. Soon, laughter filled the air again. The storm continued outside, but inside the town hall, glowing paper lights danced on the walls like stars. One little girl looked up at Sophia and whispered, "It feels like the sky came to visit us." Sophia smiled softly. That's the magic of hope. Even when it's dark, there's always light if you choose to see it. Rapunzel nodded in agreement. You know, Sophia, creativity isn't just about art. It's about finding light in unexpected places. You do that every time you help someone. Just then, the rain began to ease. The villagers stepped outside to see the clouds parting. Through the clearing sky, the stars began to twinkle, and in the distance, one final lantern floated high, golden and glowing brightly. Rapunzel smiled at Sophia. That's the light of hope. And tonight it shines because of you. The amulet began to glow again, its light mingling with the stars. Sophia felt the familiar swirl of warmth as magic lifted her gently from the cobblestone path. Thank you, Princess Rapunzel, Sophia called. I'll remember that hope is the brightest light of all. Rapunzel waved. And don't stop creating, Sophia. Your light inspires others more than you know. In an instant, Sophia was back in her bedroom, her sketchbook lying open before her. She gasped softly. The last page now showed a perfect drawing of Rapunzel's lantern, glowing faintly with golden sparkles. Clover hopped onto her lap. Let me guess, more arts and crafts next time? Sophia giggled. Maybe, but I think my next lesson will be about something even more powerful. The amulet pulsed again, this time glowing in a soft pink hue, signaling that her next encounter was just around the corner. The night sky over Enchantia glittered like a velvet curtain sprinkled with diamonds. The castle ballroom was alive with music and laughter as the royal family hosted a grand charity ball. Sophia twirled across the marble floor, her lilac gown sparkling under the chandeliers. Amber watched her sister with a smile. You're really becoming quite the princess, Sophia. Sophia blushed. Thanks, Amber. I just hope I'm helping others the way real princesses do. As the orchestra began a soft waltz, the Amulet of Avalor shimmered once again, this time brighter than ever. A swirl of silver light surrounded Sophia, and the sound of the ballroom faded into gentle bells. Clover sighed from the corner. Here we go again. 1 second she's dancing, the next, poof, off to Princess World. When Sophia opened her eyes, she was no longer in Enchantia. She stood in a grand garden under a starry sky, with roses blooming all around and a beautiful crystal carriage parked nearby. A warm, gentle voice called out, You must be Princess Sophia. Sophia turned to see Cinderella, dressed in her shimmering blue ball gown, her eyes kind and serene. Princess Cinderella. Sophia exclaimed, curtsying deeply. It's such an honor to meet you. You're one of the greatest princesses of all time. Cinderella smiled softly. Oh, dear, greatness comes from the heart, not from a title. And I think your amulet brought you here to remind you of that. Just then, a small mouse scurried up to them, squeaking in panic. Cinderella knelt down to listen. Oh no, she said. It seems one of the footmen has lost his way back to the castle after the ball. Sophia gasped. We have to help him. Cinderella nodded. Indeed, kindness means helping others, no matter how small their problem may seem. The two princesses followed the mouse through moonlit paths until they found a worried-looking man sitting beside a broken carriage wheel. His uniform was torn and his expression anxious. "I'm sorry, Your Highness," he said. "I didn't mean to delay anyone. I just didn't know how to fix it." Sofia knelt beside him. "Don't worry. We can fix this together, with teamwork and a little bit of creative thinking." Sofia found a sturdy branch, and with Cinderella's guidance, they used it to lift the carriage and repair the wheel. When it was done, the man smiled in relief. "Thank you, princesses. You've saved me." Cinderella smiled kindly. Never be ashamed to ask for help. Every act of kindness brings a little more magic into the world. Sofia looked up at her with admiration. "You're right. Sometimes kindness can seem small, but it can change everything." Cinderella touched Sofia's amulet gently. "Kindness is what gives this magic its strength, Sofia. Always believe in its power and in yourself." Suddenly, the garden sparkled with light as the fairy godmother appeared, her wand twinkling. "Well done, my dears! Sofia, your heart shines just as bright as your amulet." Sofia giggled in surprise. "Thank you. I'll keep spreading kindness wherever I go." The fairy godmother waved her wand, and Sofia began to glow once more. "Then it's time for you to return home, Princess Sofia. But remember, believe in kindness, and it will always lead you where you're meant to be." With a swirl of silver starlight, Sofia found herself back in the Enchantia ballroom. The music resumed, and the guests were still dancing as if no time had passed. Amber turned toward her. "You disappeared for a second. Everything okay?" Sofia smiled softly. "Perfectly okay. I just remembered how magical kindness really is." As she glanced at her amulet, it sparkled with a soft golden glow, whispering its promise once more. One more meeting remains. The sun rose over Enchantia, bathing the castle towers in shades of gold and rose. Sofia stood on her balcony, feeling a strange mix of excitement and calm. Her Amulet of Avalor, the very charm that had brought her so many magical friendships, was glowing brighter than ever before. Clover hopped onto the railing, squinting at the light. "Oh, kiddo, that's the biggest sparkle I've ever seen. You're about to go on the ultimate trip, aren't you?" Sofia smiled softly. "I think so, Clover. It feels different this time, like it's calling me home." Before another word could be said, the amulet burst into radiant crimson light, wrapping Sofia in a warm wave of energy. The wind swirled around her, and in an instant she was whisked away. When the light faded, Sofia found herself standing in a breathtaking kingdom filled with music, color, and life. Bright banners fluttered in the breeze, and the smell of tropical flowers filled the air. "Welcome to Avalor," came a confident melodic voice. Sofia turned and gasped. Standing before her was Princess Elena of Avalor, her crimson gown gleaming like sunlight, her scepter glowing faintly in her hand. "Elena!" Sofia exclaimed, her eyes shining. "The amulet was named after you. I can't believe I'm finally meeting you." Elena smiled warmly. "And I've been waiting to meet you too, Sofia. You freed me from the amulet long ago. Your courage helped restore my kingdom." Sofia blinked in surprise. "I did." Elena nodded. "Yes, and now the amulet has brought you here to learn your final lesson, the meaning of true leadership." Before Sofia could ask more, a young villager rushed up, breathless. "Princess Elena, the bridge to the market has collapsed. The villagers are stranded." Elena's expression turned serious. "Then it's time to act." She looked to Sofia. "Will you help me?" Sofia nodded eagerly. "Of course." Together, the two princesses raced to the broken bridge. The river rushed below, and frightened villagers stood on both sides. Sofia's eyes darted around. "We need to find a way to bring everyone across safely." Elena thought for a moment, then smiled. "Leadership is about giving orders. It's about inspiring others to work together. Watch." She turned to the villagers. "Everyone listen. We can rebuild the bridge if we all work as one. The strength of Avalor lies not in magic, but in unity." Her confidence spread like fire. The villagers gathered ropes, planks, and stones, working together in perfect rhythm. Sofia joined in, helping tie the ropes and guide the children to safety. As the final plank was set, the crowd cheered. The bridge stood strong again, rebuilt through teamwork and hope. Sofia turned to Elena, her heart glowing. You didn't just save your people, you gave them courage. Elena placed a hand on Sofia's shoulder. And you, Sofia, have done the same for everyone you've met. You've learned kindness from Cinderella, creativity from Rapunzel, understanding from Belle, courage from Elsa, compassion from Ariel, and freedom from Jasmine. All those lessons have shaped you into the leader you were meant to be. Sofia's eyes sparkled with tears. Thank you, Princess Elena. I think I finally understand. The amulet around her neck began to shine brighter than ever before, its colors shifting through every hue she'd seen on her adventures. Elena smiled proudly. Your journey with the princesses is complete, Sofia. But remember, leadership isn't about magic or titles. It's about heart, with a swirl of golden red light. Sofia was gently lifted into the air. The wind carried Elena's voice to her one last time. You are ready for whatever comes next. Princess Sofia of Enchantia. Moments later, Sofia was back home on her balcony. The morning sun kissed her face, and the amulet gleamed peacefully, no longer glowing wildly, but shining with calm, steady light. Clover hopped beside her. So, end of the adventure? Sofia smiled, gazing at the horizon. No, Clover, just the beginning of a new one. As the camera pulled back, the kingdom of Enchantia sparkled in the distance, and the words appeared on the screen. Sparkles, every princess has a story. Sofia's story has just begun.